Welcome back to the weekly forecast. All right, we had a decent week, a winning week last week in the private VIP Discord. You see here, I called out USD CHF sell, and gave us 106 pips, and the USD CAD short as well gave us 90 pips. All right, so over 200 pips was called out. All right, my bad, actually about it dropped in total over 200 pips, but as far as our targets, 196 pips, and we coming into a big week. All right, this is a big week with FOMC, NFP. All right, so we're gonna look at what we got on the list this week. We see starting off Monday with the cash rate statement. All right, for the Australian dollar, it's forecasted to raise the rate, so we'll see how that come in and impact Australian dollar. And Tuesday, the rates and employment change for New Zealand dollar. Wednesday is the big one for FOMC. FOMC tends to bring a lot of volume into the market, specifically, especially dealing with the dollar. All right, and certain safe haven currencies as well. All right, so they're forecasted to raise the rates again. They've been continuing to raise the rates, which could bring some volume, possibly continue to push that pump into the dollar. So we're gonna see how things start off early. And then Thursday, you got the Bank of England, BOE, also the rates for the Great British Pound, and then Friday is NFP. All right, so it's a lot of fundamentals. When you have a lot of high impact news like this, you want to definitely be patient. Be patient, don't rush, and just trade in line with what the market is giving us and showing us. All right. So here, starting off with the dollar index, we can see that the dollar is, dollar overall has been in the uptrend on the daily. And last week we did have a shift in price. All right. We did have this breakdown in price here. Okay. Price slightly broke below this level of structure, but you can see it's looking like it's possibly a false breakout because now price is finding some level of support. So if you look at this on a 4-hour, price broke back above this level of support. Looking to the left, this is a level that price found support. All right, this is also can be looked at as a previous level of resistance as well. All right, let me try to see if I can adjust this a bit. All right. Yeah, so we broke back above this level. All right, broke back above this level. So now what price is doing, okay, I'm interested to see because where price came to now, it basically came back to this level of this lower high level right here. All right. So I believe one or two things is going to happen. Is either price could just open up the week going into FOMC before FOMC and sell back off, and come back down towards this level. All right. And then maybe with FOMC come in, they raise the rates and then price continues to pump. That's one way that I could possibly that we could possibly see how the dollar react. Something along those lines because my bias overall on this daily, even on this weekly, like my bias is still bullish. I'm still expecting us to reach back towards this high and even make higher highs. So it's just a matter of, do they want to give us one more bigger sell down first before rising? All right. Or if price wants to, reject like it's doing now and probably give us another breakdown before continuing. All right. So I'm interested to see, how price is going to react around there. Okay. So we'll see how that develops. Looking at AU. So AU as well, if we look at AU on the daily, we've been in this downtrend, going in line with the strength of the dollar. The dollar's been in the uptrend on the daily. So we can see that AU has been going in line with that. So now we had a recover in price. We had this nice corrective play. But if we look where price is rejecting from now, this is a previous level of structure for a lower high. This is our lower high before price continued forming this lower low. All right. So what price is doing now, I'm interested to see, especially because the week is starting off with the Australian dollar interest rate. All right. So I will take my counter trend line here because to me it looks like it's definitely is setting up to continue to go short because we had a nice rejection from this level. Here on the 4-hour, all right, you can see price printed this bearish engulfing, all right, broke down, slight pullback, and then just continued, all right. So really, I want to see how it hold here. Early on, I just want to see how price develop. Price will probably pull back up some, right? Either on this pullback or possibly set up for that next wave. But keep in mind, all of this depends on how the dollar is going to react. So let's say the dollar, opens up and just starts selling off. All right. It opens up and starts selling off. Then it's a higher chance that AU is going to pull back here along with the dollar pulling back. All right. And then if FOMC comes in, possibly on the reaction of FOMC, strong dollar comes in, and then we can see something like that. All right. Or the dollar could just, so let's say the dollar continues to pump, then AU continue to drop even further. Then, we just look for our opportunity, on these pullbacks, or, look for price to show its hand and just use the dollar for added influence. All right. Because we could see this come back down to this low, possibly make another lower low. All right. Because we're looking at where we at on the weekly. Price could, if that dollar strength comes in, price could head down into this level. All right. So let's be patient and let's see how price react with that. USD CHF is interesting because this is one of the signals called out last week. It did reach TP1 at 106 pips, and then it ended the week pulling up. But if we look at this on the weekly, we are in this level of supply, and price did give a nice rejection here on the weekly. All right, if we go down to the daily, price also had a nice rejection down, right? I take my counter trend line here. So we had a nice sell-off right here, right? Nice breakdown. So now price is pulling back. From a technical perspective, this looks like it's still setting up for another potential wave down, all right? So let's say the dollar continues, opens the week bearish before FOMC, then this could possibly set up for another wave down. Because you can see here, price broke down, slight pullback, breaking structure. So now in this pullback, this will possibly be setting up for another wave down, all right? Because it actually broke this level of structure here. All right, so I'm interested to see how price is going to react here. Now, if price just continues to pump, breaking lower high structure, then, that invalidates any type of sell opportunity. All right. Because if we're looking at the dollar, I believe the dollar, like I said, it could just hold here like it is and just give us another breakdown before any buys. All right. Or price could just range right here before FOMC. Now, if it just range right here before FOMC, then that shows you it's definitely waiting for the reaction to I said FOMC, FOMC. All right. Because NFP is Friday. FOMC would give the reaction first. All right. So looking at USD CAD. USD CAD is also at an interesting level because we look at this on a weekly. All right. Look at structure here. Price had a rejection from previous structure here to the left. All right. And what price did was it formed this bearish engulfing, a sign of sellers taking control. After that, we had more of a sell-off. All right. Now what price is doing, we see here on the daily. Now we had this breakdown and we broke back below structure because looking to the left, all right, this is a level of supply that price had a big sell-off from in the past. So here on the daily chart, we had daily price action break below, which is a good sign for potential sellers. All right. So go down to the 4-hour. From a technical perspective, as of right now, I still do like how sales are setting up. I can also take this here. I like how sales are setting up. All right. But want to be more, have more confirmation to be more safe, I would like to see a breakdown. If price comes down here and breaks below structure here, then look for a retest or a pullback, and then you can catch the bigger wave to the downside. All right. Because if we correlate this with, like, let's say US oil, all right, because CAD trades in line with oil, USD CAD trades opposite. All right. Normally, if you see USD CAD pumping, US oil pumping, it's likely that you'll see USD CAD sell off. All right, because Canadian dollar and oil correlate with each other. All right. Looking at USD CAD, oil is setting up, I believe, for another wave up. You see here on the daily, we came down around this level of structure, false breakout here, and then had a pump back above. And then it found support here again and started rising again. So right here, we have an inverted head and shoulder pattern. All right. Be sure to follow us on Instagram if you're not, at the FX Wave, because I do reels. I did a reel on this showing a live example on how I would look to trade this. And just based off of this, even on the weekly, we see on the weekly, we're about to get a bullish engulfing close, right? Here on the weekly, bullish engulfing close. So I believe this oil is setting up. All right. Now, if this continues to set up and pump, then that'll increase our chance of USD CAD selling off. So right now it's in the corrective phase. We had an impulse up. So on this correction, any pullback, I believe oil is setting up for the continued wave up. All right. So we'll see how that goes in line with USD CAD. GBP USD. So GU had a big rebound from this all-time low that it made here in 1985, right? So price came down there and then bounced heavy. Now when we look where price is pushing into, we pushing towards a previous level of demand, all right? Previous level of demand structure where price could either reject or break, all right? We're at a break or bounce or a break or reject type level, all right? And this is also going to, for my opinion, this is likely going to depend or react based off of what the dollar is going to do, all right? Because we are pushing, you see here, pushing up into a level where it's sold off in the past at this retested structure, sold down. All right. So if you look at this, let's say on the 4-hour, right now, it had a correction. It's looking like it's still setting up for another wave up. Once we get into this level, deeper into this level, all right, 1.17, right, psychological level. This is a level that price could possibly reject. All right. Now, if the dollar, like I said, dollar could continue to open up weak this week, we can start the week off weak, which will go in line with this to give us another wave up. All right. But with FOMC, if we see strong dollar, if we see the strong dollar come in, then you can expect this to actually sell off. All right. So if I take let's say my trend line right here, all right. Now, let's say price pulls into this level, all right, right here, pull into this level a little higher. All right, so liquidity at this level, maybe it do a false break or a wick past this level, but then strong dollar comes in and boom, we see some type of impulse sell-off, or maybe like a bearish engulfing or some type of strong price indication of sellers coming in, right? Then you just, look for the pullback or corrections and look for the continued opportunities to the downside. All right. So I would say around this level, wait for sure confirmation. You don't want to jump the gun when you got all these news events coming out. But this could be a great week if we just be patient and we let it come to us and we just use the confirmation and influence that we need to execute these trades. All right. So that's GU. I will be watching that. Euro USD. So Euro USD also had a shift in price. Now we've been in the downtrend on the weekly. You see this big downtrend on the weekly, on the daily. At the price made this lower low here, right? You see we had a shift in price. Price had a deeper correction. All right, but it still hasn't, we haven't broken any significant structure to say, oh, it's a reversal now. All right, but look at this on the daily. All right, we had a shift in price. Price broke like this level. All right, so price could possibly start to sell off right here, but at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if it gave us a deeper pullback first. So this is going to directly depend on what the dollar does. All right, so if the dollar opens up this week weak, like it looked like it could, or bearish, then then I believe, let's say dollar bearish comes in, this possibly going to set up for another wave up. If that happens, maybe push into this level. Let's say bulls come in for the dollar with FOMC, then this could set us up for a nice sell. All right. So I would be patient on this move. It's either that'll happen or maybe it'll slightly pull back and then set up for, bigger sales, right? If that happens, then, continue to look for your opportunities on these pullbacks. So really, we just got to be patient. I believe strong dollar could be coming, all right, but we could possibly see another sell-off on the dollar first before that happens, all right? So let's just be mindful of that and be patient. GJ has been extremely bearish. Like if we look, not bearish, bullish. This is the monthly chart. Look at this big monthly candle, bullish monthly candle. So GJ is likely setting up for even bigger moves to the upside. So any pullbacks on GJ, even here on the weekly, strong weekly close, any pullbacks on GJ will likely be just setting up for another continuation up. Here on the daily, we got a bullish engulfing. All right. So chances are price is likely just going to set up to continue. All right. So how I will play GJ if you're looking to trade GJ, if you like GJ, let it pull back. On the pullback, there's no reason to look for any sales. I will continue to ride this trend, ride this wave. So if it correct on a correction, look for price to set up for another potential bullish wave up. EJ is at an interesting point. There's also been an uptrend. JPY has been extremely weak. But if you see where EJ is pulling towards now, we're pulling towards this major level of supply, right? This is the highest EJ has been in since the end of 2014 going into 2015. So we're talking about almost about 8 years. You know what I mean? So it's at a high peak. All right. But where it's at right now is still bullish. It's still bullish. So if we look at this on a daily, price has been playing in line with structure. All right, we broke above here, came back, we tested this previous structure of supply or resistance as support and bounced. All right, now it's ranging a bit right here, but if we look at how this daily candle closed, we got an evening star right here, nice bearish engulfing evening star. All right, now it's pulling back of that. This could possibly set up for some type of another wave down first before continued buys. That's possible. Because I like how that daily candle closed, and if you see right here, all right, let me go to the 1 hour. You see right here, price had a shift. It had a breakdown, slight pullback, and then we had a nice sell-off. So now price is correcting that. All right, let's say around here. It's correcting, retesting that lower high. All right. This could possibly set up for another wave down. All right, for another wave down before price continues bullish. All right. So especially like how this daily patterns I'm seeing. So you could possibly look for this on EJ. All right, this breakdown right here. See this breakdown and see price pull down. All right. So that's a possibility. You just got to be patient. Everybody's got to be patient and let it come to you. You know what I mean? But overall, I like some good setups. I like how the week is developing and setting up. So just be patient. If you're in VIP, I will keep you all up to date on any signals or any opportunities. If you're not in VIP, be sure to like and subscribe. You can join the free Telegram. I do send out my trade ideas and everything like that. All right. But if you're looking for a mentorship group, being able to follow the exact trades and everything, tap into VIP at the fxwave.com. I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.